We're here today with my guy, Jermaine Dollar, a.k.a. Buck Love from the Dollar Hour Podcast. How you feeling today, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm feeling real good, you know what I mean? I don't know what to say, man. I feel elated right now, for real, for real.
Right. I heard that. So let's just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So where did the idea come from for a media company?
You know what, man? I spent a lot of time doing some soul searching, and man, I got 3 books that I finished writing already. I got 2 movie scripts that I've been working on that's both near completion. I've been through so many trials and tribulations in life. Like I've been so many places. I've visited so many different cultures. You know what I mean? I've done everything from streets to college to from corporate to owning businesses to playing every aspect. You know what I mean? Every facet of life. I feel like I got so much to give, but I know that in order to be successful, everything has to be set up in stages. So I felt like by creating Dollar Media Group, you know what I mean? I could actually put a spotlight on all that it is that I personally have to give to society, as well as incorporate, incorporate other people's, platforms or programs, under my umbrella, of Dollar Media Group, and find success not only for myself but for other people as well. That's like-minded, that's ambitious, that's looking for a way to get their word and their message out. I wanted to create that platform, and this is only the very beginning. We at Dollar Media Group we have so much to offer the world, and I just can't wait till everything is received the way I intended to be received.
To star it into your stuff, and you titled it the Dollar Hour Podcast.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you feel like you found your niche?
First of all, like when I created the Dollar Hour Podcast, I did it because it was a form of me taking something extremely personal. Like, if your name is attached to something, you have to give it your all. I mean, it's no choice. I'm never going to quit on myself. And with me attaching my name to the podcast as the first out of the gate, to represent the Dollar Media Group, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to fail you either. So it's like I felt like this was my baby, this was my brainchild, this was my baby. Like, is it the first podcast that I've been a part of? No, it's not. You know what I mean? I've actually been a part of a few other podcasts and different things like that. And like, before I started, the Dollar Hour Podcast, it was like I would be involved with other podcasts where I felt like people weren't taking things as serious as they should, or wasn't as focused as they should have been, or didn't do the research, didn't do the due diligence on certain subject titles and things like that. So I felt like, you know what? I never was discouraged with the inability of any other person that I may have ever worked with in this entertainment realm, but at the same time, like the Dollar Media Group, and the Dollar Hour Podcast is being held to the gold standard. Like, there's nothing but my all that I'm going to give this one. There's nothing. I want to give my blood, my sweat, and my tears to this one. Like, people don't even have a clue on the hours that is spent behind, actually running a production company. I create all the music, skits, subject matter, how something should be done. It's just so much to go, and I love it, and I love it, and I'm just getting started.
To me, I pay attention to tone, right? And it sounds as if it's something that you always wanted to do.
You know what, man? It's definitely something that I always wanted to do. It really is. Like, I've always been told how funny I was. I've always been told that, you know what I mean, my personality was like sunshine. I always been told how knowledgeable I was. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like, I always said to myself, man, I need to just say, forget everything, go out to California, go out there with a game plan, and somebody's going to love me. They're going to see that they're going to see the talent. They're going to see my glow. They're going to see my passion. Somebody's going to give me my opportunity. Somebody's going to give me my opportunity. And then I would doubt myself. And at the end of the day, I never made the move that I've always wanted to make, to really go out there and say, I don't care if I got to live out of my car. I don't care what I got to do. I'm not coming back to my home state until I'm successful. And I never really challenged myself. I never really did what I always wanted to do. But now I'm at the place in my life where I realize that I can be as successful, you know what I mean, by still displaying those talents and those characteristics, no matter where I'm from or no matter where I'm at. If I give the world me and they see what it is, the realness, the passion, you know what I mean, the dedication, it's going, you know what I mean, it's coming. And that's what I'm here to do. And now that I'm here, I'm not turning around.
I really believe that the world is waiting. So why didn't you get started in the entertainment business in the earlier years?
You know what, man? Like, I was real bullheaded. Like, I'm a bullheaded. I can be a really stubborn individual at times and things of that nature. And I just felt like it was so much of my personality that I didn't know how to deal with failure. I didn't know how to deal with rejection. I didn't know how to deal with, you know, if something didn't go my way, or what if I'm not successful? Like, and then with me having a street mentality, it was like, man, you'll be a fool to walk away from whatever it is that you into right now on a crapshoot. And you know, it's just, I don't know, man. I think just having the mentality that I had, you know what I mean? Because, you know, coming from the streets and having the mentality that I had, I didn't really want to give it my all, because I just felt like I was down. I felt like it was no reason. I felt like it was no purpose. Like, my whole outlook on everything, now that I've got a couple years older, that I see was just totally wrong, how I looked at everything. And I actually, like, contribute that into the streets, to my stinking thinking. You know what I mean? Instead of being positive in certain situations where my thoughts needed to be, I would come with a negative approach and just be down on this and be down on that. And it's just like, it just was, you know, it was just my street mentality at the time. It's like, I realized that I was doing myself a disservice by having that mentality. And I read a book. I had read a book a little while ago, and it says that until you shake all that you felt like that made you, or the things that went into building the character that you are, you know what I mean, you'll never truly find success. You have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position or situation to truly find out who you are as a person, to truly challenge yourself. And at the same time, that's what I was afraid of. But that's what I'm actually embracing right now. And I'm loving it. But at the same time, and I don't have the mentality that I have. So with the mentality being switched and it being a role reversal of my thought process, you know what I mean, getting rid of my stinking thinking, man, I'm ready for the world. Here I go.
So in hindsight, right, all of that, what are your feelings about the streets? Let's kind of switch gears. What are your feelings about the streets?
What are my feelings about the streets, huh? You know what? I feel like the streets are the streets, number one. The streets are there for those who need the streets. Because, you know, some people come from real dire situations where they can't see past that. But it's a lot of people that if you get in the streets and you find success in the streets, you can be lured into the phoniness, the fake brotherhood, the fake love. All it's just a mirage that you're seeing. You know, you want to keep chasing because you think it's water right there in the middle of the road on a very hot day, and you're chasing, and the nearer you get, you realize that it was never water there. Like, the streets is the biggest lie that I've ever known. to be totally honest, like everything with the streets is a false narrative that we embrace and that we make real because we make it our reality. So we think it's real because it's our reality when it's all a facade and it's all predicated upon you losing, and we're the last ones to see it.
So with that message, do you have anything for the youth? Because, with the youth as being everything revolve around them coming around. So what message would you have for them?
Listen, think outside the box. Like, I mean, this world is bigger than your neighborhood. This world is bigger than the few people that you've known or the few people that you may have met online. Like, this is a very big world with a lot to offer in it, but you have to be unafraid to tackle the world. You have to embrace doing different things. You have to embrace the unknown. Like, and we always fear what we don't understand. We always fear what we don't know. It's just something natural that comes in us. All that has to be shaped. All that has to be shook. You know what I mean? Shook and shake, whatever. We got to get rid of all of that to ever think that, to ever realize what our true worth is to ourselves, to really realize what it is that we really want in life. We have to understand and do different and new things to understand what we really want and who we really are as a person.
It's like today's in society, like with the judges and everything handing down the time that they're handing down. What's your thoughts on it?
Man, hey, listen. I remember, good question. I remember about 6 years ago, I was reading something and it said by 2022, the average prison sentence will be a minimum of 20 years. And I remember laughing at that. How they gonna give everybody a dub? Like, that don't even make sense. No matter what you did, you gonna get a dub. Until you in a situation where you see 22-year-olds, 21-year-olds, life. Man, listen, they got this habitual criminal thing going on where 3 strikes and you're out. A minimum of 25 years. It never really dawned on me that. I looked at it the naive way. You just can't just give everybody 20 years for committing crime by that. Don't even make sense. 2022, that's bullshit. Man, that's the realest thing I ever read. Like, it's the realest thing. Maybe because it's so close to 2022 that, you know what I mean, I can sit here and say, damn. You know what I mean? I remember being in the situation of being incarcerated, given a 20-year prison sentence, and being on a pod where I had the least amount of time out of everybody that was on my tier pod, depending where you at, prison, county, you know what I mean? It's all the same. Everybody on my whole wing, you think you coming in, yeah, I got a dub, like that's going to get you stripes. You the lowest man on the totem pole. 90% of that whole tier had life. Like, man, they backed us to the moon. They backed us to the moon first. Man, a good friend of mine, 26 years, first offense, didn't get caught with a dime or nothing because somebody said he was this and they said he was that. Man, they not playing fair. The game and the system is set up for us to lose, but we're the last ones to see it. Like when Tupac said on the All Eyes on Me album, he says, bitch niggas never realize the precious time that they waste and institutionalized. You know what I mean? I said to my, I like the lyric. I'm a heavy Tupac fan. That's my favorite artist in the whole nine. But man, not until you actually been given these football numbers, then you realize that it's so much more I could have did with my life. I'll do anything other than this. This shit ain't the way to go. Like, you realize how much shit a 19 or 20 or 21-year-old person done with their life in that little bit of time. You just jumped off the porch with a fresh 25. Man, I see these guys coming into prison, man. 125-year sentences, 133-year sentences. You know what I mean? Life plus 20, life plus 16. Man, the time it takes 5 or 6 years for these guys to even realize how much time they got to do. Do you know that every night they go to bed and wake up, they think they're in a recurring dream? I'm sorry, a recurring nightmare? That can't be true. I mean, how can you give a person life plus 33, 133? How can you even give out that kind of time? It don't even make sense. I got the nigga, you can die 5 times and won't even finish your sentence. Like that it doesn't make sense. It's set up for us to lose. But we have to realize our importance. We have to realize our worth. They're not playing fair. They're not playing fair. And the longer we go on without realizing, the more dubs and quarters and lights and elbows and wheels. That's what the streets call it. Wheels. Man, they handing out wheels. And if you don't get a wheel and you fuck around in the game and get hit with a 20, 30 year sentence and you already 30, 40 years old, it might as well be a wheel because number one, eating booners every night, you're going to have high blood pressure, the gout and everything else. Your life expectancy is fucking shrinking. Nigga, you ain't going to survive your sentence just because of the shit that come with eating the same high, salty, bad foods every night. We got to change our thinking. We have to.
So what's your thoughts, being as though we walking down this path? I think this would be a great question for you. What's your thoughts on the prison reform?
Wow, that's big, man. Prison reform is a must. But because it's a must to anybody that may have been victimized by the system, duped into becoming a part of the system, we don't realize we might want it. But at the same time, we fell right into the trap that was set for us. So the people that's in position, you know what I mean, politically, that can make the changes, say, hey, man, the game is running at 100. The game is running, this car is running on all 6 cylinders, all 8 cylinders. Why would we change it? Even though people realize that, oh, what they doing ain't fair, what they doing ain't fair, but yet we ain't in the positions to make these changes because we didn't think it was important to put ourselves or put our kind or to put our race and make sure that instead of being crabs in a barrel, we needed to push certain guys up to make sure that the necessary changes that could possibly be made where they ain't giving out life at a minimum for first offenses for any fucking thing other than murder or child, anybody messes with children or any of that shit, and you know what I mean, or rape or any of that. Like, they're taking advantage of it. Everything's free labor. You know what I mean? It went from making license plates to all the fish and stuff that we eating. They got the prisons up in Oklahoma, Indiana. They're creating all the fish that's going out to all the supermarkets, all this inbred fish, all the salmon, and all this. Man, prison labor is the greatest slavery. That's better than the old slavery. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. Yeah, I give you $22 a month for working 10-hour days, 6 days a week, and you making billions for produce companies, poultry companies, wildlife. I mean everything. They got a program. They got the program down Georgetown Prison where the inmates raise and train dogs, CNI dogs. And stuff like that. You raise the dog, it stays in your stay with you. You get to have a real friend because ain't nobody your friend in prison. You raise the dog, then they sell the dog for about $1,900 or to $2,800. You know what I mean? To companies for the blind. And the only thing they did was give an inmate a friend for a couple months. Then you lose your friend. Man, being in the street life, being in the prison system, ain't nothing you can accumulate that they can't snatch from right up under you. Listen, when you got to start life over and over and over and over, how the fuck can you ever succeed? That's what we have to realize. Every time you get back, life starts over. I gotta come home. I gotta get a care package. I gotta find a bitch that's gonna take me in. I gotta boom, boom, boom. I gotta da. Now I'm back doing this. Now I'm feeling good about myself. Now I'm getting money again. What? Now after I do this 9, I gotta come back. You can't just keep hitting the reset button on life and expect to be successful. This ain't motherfucking PlayStation. This ain't Xbox. We got to keep moving forward, get the momentum, start off slow, get the momentum, keep going, get our momentum up, and do what we got to do, and find out what our true purpose in life is, man. We have to do that. It's mandatory that we do that. It's mandatory that somebody get in position that helps prison reform, because we have been taken advantage of. I mean, severely. And nobody cares. But we're starting to wake up and realize that this shit's not fair. We need prison reform badly.
That's powerful, brother.
Thank you.
If it was one thing
about that, I've been a victim of the system. I mean, that subject really touches my heart.
I hear you loud and clear. If it was one thing, right? If it was one thing that you can give the youth that could possibly change their destructive mindset so they won't be victimized, what would it be?
Hope.
Hold up. Hope?
One word. Hope. And let me break this down. I say hope clearly on the premise of murder rates is up, crime rates is up, high school dropouts, junior high school dropouts. Matter of fact, I ain't never went to school dropout. All this shit that's going on, it's more life sentences being held out to being handed out to people under 21 years old than ever before in history. All because there's no hope. Everybody in my neighborhood a bum, I might as well be a bum. Everybody in my neighborhood sell dope, I might as well sell dope. This is the only chance I get. Man, I don't know nobody that got a $1 million house, a boat, a condo, a beach house. I don't know nobody that got it. Why should I strive for it? It's not even certain things that's just so normal to other ethnicities is looked at as being unobtainable by black and brown people, not just African Americans. I'm talking Latino, Hispanics, you know what I mean, and any of my oppressed brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Hope. We need hope. We got to show them that it can be done. We got to show them not only that it can be done, we got to show them how to do it. Hope. We need hope. The youth needs hope. That's the only way to cut down the crime rate, bring unemployment up. We need hope.
Wow. I never even looked at it that way. So with that being said,
hope.
What is your end game you have in mind creating the Dollar Data Media Group platform?
Dollar Media Group. The end game is, number one, to inspire anybody with a background like mine, anybody who's went through the judicial system, anybody who's been railroaded, run amok, led astray, hoodwinked, and bamboozled. I want to let you know that you can do it. You can go from courtrooms to courtside if you put your mind to it. I don't care what you've been through in life, you can get through it. The Dollar Media Group is going to be, we're going to lead by example in leading this crusade of positivity and success. You know what I mean? So the Dollar Media Group is with these screenplays, with these books, with cooking shows, with shows about how to put things together. I mean, we're going to inspire the youth. We're going to inspire the race. We're going to give opportunities to. We're going to give jobs to. You know what I mean? I'm looking for more engineers. I'm looking for more cameramen. I'm looking for more people that's savvy with the computer. More people that monitor our websites. Like, everything is going to come under the umbrella of Dollar Media Group. You know what I mean? Jobs, employment, hope. We're going to do fundraisers. We're going to send kids. We're going to have programs that send kids to college. Teach kids trades. Everything is coming under the watchful eye of me, Jermaine Dollar. You know what I mean? And the Dollar Media Group. And at the same time, I understand that the way this world works right now, you have to become popular social media wise, even though you've been popping your whole life, you've been in the mix your whole life. But right now it's a whole new ball game. I gotta make sure my likes is up in order for people to take what I'm doing serious. So I'ma also continue doing what I've been doing, but at the same time I'm gonna play this other game as well, because it's all about moving forward. It's all about being a part of what's happening, what's new, and at the same time creating a lane for not only yourself but for others. And that's what we aspire to do here at the Dollar Media Group. And that's what I aspire to do personally with Dollar Hour Podcast.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Jermaine Dollar, a.k.a. Bup Love, from the Dollar Hour Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe. Be on the lookout. Stay tuned. There's more to come.
Peace. I love y'all. Stay tuned. I'm giving you all of me. All of it.